take this and pull this apart and use a little bit of this, use a lot of this. But I'm going to be sharing this in the Facebook group. Okay. And so you guys can use this if you have an upline that can do this with you alongside of you. How this is going to look is when you come on to the meeting, it's pretty much, and I think I put this in the thing. Let me share here again. Let me go back to the Facebook group so you can see it. The goal of this, this little, basically this 20-minute launch party, this 20-minute launch event is really, it's a couple things, but the goal is really to get you 20 to 100 new people introduced to this technology. It's all via Zoom. Now, you could do it in person, but, you know, people are busy. They got extracurriculars. They've got kids. They've got farm work. They've got all kinds of things going on, right? So I like the idea of a Zoom. And the beautiful thing about this 20-minute launch party is you're going to hit the stop button at the end of 20 minutes. So anybody that couldn't make it on, you're going to call them up and say, hey, no worries. I realized that we recorded it. I know that we've had such a great turnout and so many people are so excited, but I don't want to leave you behind. So I'm going to send you that 20-minute recording. I'm going to send it to you now. And can I call you back in a half an hour after you listen to it? And that's how you do it, guys. You don't just send it over and keep your fingers crossed and be silent. Send it over with some intention. Send it over with some heart. Send it over with some expectancy, like you really care about this person and you want them on this technology. Listen, when I'm listening to that woman who is a child of doctor of children, nearly crying, telling me the experience she's having, I'm thinking, what are we holding back at all? I mean, why is anybody holding back at this point? Help the children. Let's go. So the goal again of this launch party is going to be to introduce 20 to 100 people. You might think that's a lot. Listen, I don't. If you invite 20 to 100, I guarantee if you have 25 people show up, you're going to be happy. If you have 70 show up, everybody's going to see the excitement with everybody and people are going to have some FOMO, and they should, because I would have a fear of missing out with this opportunity too. The flow of the party and the event is going to be 20 minutes. The first 3 minutes are going to be, why are you doing this? It's not your goal to be the mad scientist and to be David Schmidt, which I'm going to show you something in a second that's going to knock your socks off. But that goal in that 3 minutes is, why are you doing this? I'm doing this to get that type deal, right? Why are you doing this? Can you make that short and concise? Can you make it 3 minutes of less? And can you put a little heart and effort and energy into it? Can, like Mariah said, can you be a little vulnerable, right? About why you're doing this. Okay. Share from your heart. And then if you do want to share your personal testimony that's happened with the patch, do it. But it can't be 20 minutes. I'm telling you, it's got to be, it was like this when I started, now it's like that. And use more words like I feel, because if you use disease names, you're not considered compliant, right? Because they don't want you using any disease names in this business, because the 3-letter organizations don't like us using disease names because it cuts into their money. All right. So flow of the 20 minutes, you got the 3 minutes of why you're doing it. We flip that presentation, which I'm about to show you. You show them how to begin at wholesale pricing. We're going to show them at the end of that 20 minutes. This is how you begin. This is how you're going to go to the website of the person who invited you on here. And this is how you're going to begin this journey, right? And then we're going to stop the recording right there, but we can stay on to answer any questions people have. But we want to just have that quick 20 minutes, that concise, tight meeting so that people can just go through it quickly. Okay, you guys with me on that? Who's with me? See this? So that's the goal of the launch party. And again, Scott and I have multiple launch parties booked for this week. So if you haven't scheduled one with us yet, you can reach out and we can do a launch party for you. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to bring the fire, we're going to bring the heat. And sometimes it's good to have another person come alongside you, especially when you're new, or maybe, you're talking to friends that, maybe knew the old you and they don't know the new you, right? So sometimes it's good to have just someone come alongside you. So my question is, can you give me 3 minutes about why you're doing this? And can you make it a passionate example of why you're doing this, right? Is anybody on here tonight that could just give me a quick 1 to 3 minutes about why you're doing this? I can't have it be 20. It's 3 or less. 1 would be better. And you got to be so concise. I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing it. I'm doing this to get that, right? Anybody want to share why they're doing this? April Lund, I see you're on. You're always a great, quick blast of energy. Maybe she's not. Maybe she's probably running a half marathon or something. Oh, who is that?
That is Jean Dwayne, Renita. I've been doing everything you tell me to, and I've got people getting close to get on board this week. I'm signing up tomorrow, I hope.
Oh my gosh, let's do Jean. Okay, let me add you, baby. Let me add the pin, and then we're gonna go right into the presentation after you guys.
The bed. Like
Oopsie.
under the bed.
Yeah. Someone's under the bed. Let me mute everybody real quick, the little cuties, whoever that was, that sweet voice. So if you're on here right now, let me mute all real quick. Yes. And then Jean, I'm going to bring you right back in right here. Asked to unmute. Okay. So Jean, you got 1 to 3 minutes and pretend like this is your launch party. And I want to hear why you're doing this. And you're basically talking to all your friends. So you're not talking to me. You're talking to all your friends. Okay. Go.
Okay. I just want to thank everybody for coming on tonight because this is not about me. This is about you. And I'm so excited that you're taking the time for yourself. I have found something that has absolutely changed my life and is changing my family's life. The biggest part of it is I felt horrible. I had my kidneys not working right and I had to do something. I went into the doctor. I was doing all the normal type stuff that you're supposed to do according to them. And I was feeling horrible, you guys, just horrible. My memory was going, nothing was quite working right. So I decided to take it in my own hands and I decided to go natural. And I don't probably recommend this for you, but I had to do me. You have to do you. I weaned myself off some of the medications that was making me feel terrible. And I went on these patches, and you guys, for the last year and a half, my levels are down. I do not register as having diabetic type symptoms anymore or blood work. They still say I'm diabetic, but I don't know how because my levels are not there. And that's their way. I'm doing my way. What I have found is that as long as I keep using these every day, I'm feeling better and better. And it's giving me my life back. I'm going to be here longer for my grandkids because I have little girls now. I have all boys and a stepdaughter that came into our lives when we were adults. But now I have little tiny ones in there, my whole world. And I want to give them experiences. I can give them a lot. You know, we can buy our kids a lot, but I want experiences with them. And that is why I'm doing this business because I want them to have a good life. And I want you guys to have a good life. I want you to find something that might help you because I've listened to so many of you guys that are my friends that are struggling. And I want you to have the same choices that I got to have. And so that's why I'm bringing this to you. And if you find that it's right for you, fabulous. I think it's great for everyone. But I can't decide your journey, but I want to share all this with you and I hope that you decide to make something and do something different for yourself.
Reverend Jean. Hey, from the heart, she's sharing it. Yeah, I probably wouldn't say the part about just weaning myself off the drugs, not necessarily compliant, but it's your journey. Like you said, Jean, that's your journey. And I love it. I love the heart. I love that fact that you have these sweet girls that you want to spend time with and just be loving on the journey. It's perfect. So did you guys get it? Do you get how she's telling you why she's doing this? Does everybody understand why? That is not your moment to be David Schmidt. That's not your moment to be the scientist. It's your moment to share your heart. Thank you, Jean. Everybody give it for Jean. Give Jean some love in the comments. She is on this. She's earning this trip. She's earning this trip. Jean, that was incredible. All right. And then for whoever would be flipping the chart with Jean, we basically are going to go on over and say, hey, like, hi, my name is Renita. Jean's been a good friend of mine for a long time. I'm so happy you hopped on tonight. As you can hear, she cares desperately for each one of you, and she is finally taking control of her health and her life. And she's so excited to share this incredible technology with all of you. I'm up in Bismarck, North Dakota. We've been using this incredible photo therapy patch now for about 3.5. I mean, it's going to be 4 years coming up here in June. So we've been using it for nearly 4 years. It completely transformed our entire family. It transformed our health. It's transformed our life. This is a life-changing opportunity. So if you've been looking for something to change your life, you found it tonight thanks to Jean. Let me very quickly just show you a little overview, a quick little presentation that we're going to get through. You guys can save your questions for the end. Please write your questions down because I'd love to to answer them. The biggest question, Jean, is have these people been patched yet? Have all of you been patched? Have you been able to elevate, activate, and regenerate all these incredible cells of your body? Now, if you don't know much about the patch, let me just explain to you, it uses infrared light from your body to activate. So this is a light technology. And a real recent article came out, you guys, in Stanford Medicine on February 24th of 2025. And they basically said, let me tell you what the science says about red light therapy. So this is exactly what the article read from Stanford. It says red light therapy uses specific wavelengths of red and near infrared light to interact with the skin and biological tissues through a process called photobiomodulation. Big fancy word, right, guys? Photobiomodulation, it just means light therapy. This type of light can penetrate layers of skin and support cellular activity. Imagine this. Research shows it may help stimulate hair growth while supporting skin rejuvenation by increasing collagen production and improving circulation. Studies suggest that red light can energize cells and trigger biological responses. Imagine this. This this red light, this infrared light can energize our cells and trigger a biological response. Think about this. Sometimes people put pills in their mouth, a supplement or a drug to have a biological response, right, guys? We are literally using light to trigger a biological response that support healing and repair. And this can support skin health and tissue regeneration. Are you kidding? Have you read that article? I read the whole article from Stanford, and I just thought it was an incredible, incredible article because people have not been exposed to light, right? And all of our LifeWave patches are free from drugs, chemicals, and stimulants. We do not claim to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Your experience is going to be an exceptional one. We'd love it. We can't wait to hear it. But this started with our founder, David Schmidt. He is a genius. He has over 200 patents and over 101 clinical studies and counting. In 2008, the company was formulated, and it was really brought forth because the Navy SEALs were looking for a phototherapy technology to keep themselves alert and energized during Hell Week. So David Schmidt was contracted by the Department of Defense 21 years ago to create a phototherapy patch for the Navy SEALs to wear. Guess what? It worked, and it worked so well that the SEALs were using it. The United States female swimming athletes were using it from the swim team. And basically, David had a great business with LifeWave. But in 2008, he said, we're going to start focusing on stem cell research. He took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market the X39. So I'm sure that Jean told you about the X39. Someone told you about the X39, and I bet Jean mentioned that this is the patch that changed her life. Now, I'm going to take a quick break of this presentation because I got to show you guys something really cool that I've not shown you before. You may have or may have not have seen this, and I want you to see it tonight because we need to discuss for a second what stem cells are, because when I started, I had no idea what stem cells were, okay? I didn't know that this patch X39 was activating a peptide called GHKCU. How many of you have ever heard of that peptide? I didn't even know what that was. I had to Google it. I was like, what's GHKCU? Well, the crazy thing is when I Googled GHKCU, look what came up. The National Library of Medicine. It says regenerative and protective actions of GHKCU peptide in the light of the new gene data. So GHKCU is the peptide that's activated with light, okay? And so it says this peptide has multiple biological actions, all of which, according to our current knowledge, appear to be health positive. So when people say, is there any negative side effects? Well, according to the science and our knowledge, everything appears to be health positive at this point. It stimulates blood vessel, nerve outgrowth, increases collagen, elastin, as well as supports the function of dermal fibroblasts. GHK has the ability to improve tissue repair, has been demonstrated for skin, lung, connective tissue, bony tissue, liver, and even stomach lining. GHK has been found to possess powerful cell protective actions. Again, I'm not saying the patch is doing this. This is what GHK copper peptide has been shown to do, okay? Such as multiple anti-cancer activities, anti-inflammatory actions, lung protection, and restoration of COPD. Wow. We could go on and on, but I love this part down here where it says this GHK copper peptide actually helps DNA repair and the activation of cell cleansing. So I thought this was so interesting, right? Because this is the very first thing when I started LifeWave, when I Googled it almost 4 years ago. Do you guys know this is the first article that came up? And I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. How come I've never heard of this? Where have I been? Right. Well, what gets really cool is when I went and Googled David Schmidt. Did my screen switch? Can you guys see the National Library of Medicine there? Check this out. So remember how the NIH is the National Institute of Health. It's the largest documented online resource library for doctors to look at. Well, today or yesterday, when I was just Googling David Schmidt, look what came up. The National Library of Medicine. National Center for Biotechnology Information. This is the NIH, guys, and this is PubChem. Okay, so this is like the chemistry portion of it all. And I've looked at this wearable phototherapy apparatus and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is at NIH? This is on NIH. Are you guys with me on this? This is not just talking about GHK copper peptide. Now we're at NIH talking about the wearable phototherapy apparatus. You come down here and it talks about the patent, right? Patent talks about what's all in it, but let's just read the abstract. And again, I'm not making medical claims. I'm just reading from you guys from PubChem right now from the NIH. It says embodiments enable a wearable phototherapy apparatus, which is the patch, that produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells, improvements in strength, improvement in stamina, pain relief via a non-transdermal container, which means non-transdermal means nothing's leaching in, may include an optional transdermal container. Well, we don't use that right now, but that's written in there, which is so interesting, I thought, that releases or increases copper peptide. The non-transdermal apparatus, which is what we're using, guys, reflects or emits specific wavelengths of light to elevate levels of copper peptide GHKCU in the body. The non-transdermal apparatus includes one or more materials that prevent the left-handed molecule from direct contact with the body. Left-handed molecule is generally amino acids. From direct contact with the body, well, then closure is coupled to the body. So then closure is coupled to the body and prevents the left-handed molecules from entering. So he's saying nothing is entering the body from the patch. I'm not going to read any more, but how cool do you guys think it is that this was not just at an NIH website? This was NIH when I typed in David Schmidt and it came up as PubChem at the National Library of Medicine. Hello, are you guys with me on this one? Has anybody read this before? Besides Dr. Ed, probably. I mean, I was just amazed when I saw that. So I wanted to show you that very quickly because I just thought it was so super cool. Back to the presentation. Okay, so if you don't know what stem cells are, hey, did that switch back for me or not? Did it go back? Nope, it didn't. Okay, sometimes my little Zoom is a little bit temperamental. So let me stop it and start it again so I make sure you guys are with me because we got to get through this. Almost done. So we're only as strong as our stem cell activity. So if you didn't know this, if you're over the age of 20, your stem cells are going down. The reason you don't want that happening is because they help to repair and regenerate things in the body. But science is now proving to us that by age 30, you've got a 60% reduction. Okay, 30 is young. If you're on here tonight, 50, Mariah's giving away her age. She's like, we've been knowing each other for 20 years or so. Like, hey, listen, we've got a 75% reduction of stem cell activity. And by age 80, your parents, your grandparents, your elderly neighbors, guys, come on, start thinking of these people. Who do you know that's old? They've got a 95% reduction of stem cell activity. But everything changes the moment you take back your power and you put a patch on, okay? So stem cells are the fountain of youth. And the bottom line is the combination of X39 and LifeWave Allergize are going to support that stem cell activity. Who wants their stem cell activity supported? Raise your hand with both hands. Hello, it's time. So again, we've got the patents to prove it. Now we've got an NIH study apparently. The X39, you learned this already. It works through phototherapy, light therapy. There's no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. Nothing's coming into the body. This is non-invasive, super easy to use. The benefits we see are vast, but the most important testimony, listen guys, the most important testimony tonight is your testimony. So I want to make sure after you've been patching for a while, you show back up at one of these events, one of these meetings, and we want to hear your story, just like we heard Jean's story. All right. And by the way, Jean, they just want to keep you sick. So they keep you saying that name of the disease that you have just to kind of keep you locked into the system. That's just one of the ploys. So X39 long-term results are phenomenal, right? Your brain is becoming balanced. Your collagen's increasing, just like David's patent says. By the way, collagen makes up every artery and every vein in your body. It makes up almost all the organ tissues and systems. Like, it's so important that we have great collagen production, guys. So we wear this patch 12 hours on, You take it off, throw it away at night when you go to bed, put a fresh patch on in the morning when you brush your teeth. It's that easy. There's a great website for you guys. If you're on here saying, I need more information, I need more videos, I need more science, great. I want you to go to thisisitinfo.com. Take a picture with your phone right now. This is a one-stop shop for science, patents, learning, education, doctors panels, David Schmidt. I mean, you name it. This is it. Info.com. It's all science. You're not going to be able to buy anything there. You got to go back to Jean or the person who invited you on here tonight. That person is going to show you how to get started at wholesale. Now, there is an opportunity, like Jean said. Jean wants the opportunity. Why? Because this is too great not to tell people about. This is too great not to share. When lives are changing, when elderly, when young people, when horses, when this pediatrician is nearly crying, telling me the children's lives that have changed, this is too amazing not to open our mouths about, right? So we know this company's on the push for $1 billion and we're part of it. We're number one in momentum globally. We just won a huge award in the Biotech Breakthrough Award out of 15 countries. Guys, 15 countries globally submit their technology, this biotech technology award to this innovation. And guess what happened? We won the stem cell innovation of the year. Literally, stem cell innovation of the year in 2025. That means we're the best in the world out of 15 countries of all the brilliant minds that are submitting to this global recognition program. So my question is, what's important in your life? And you heard from Jean, it's her family. It's those beautiful, beautiful girl grandbabies now. Better health. Of course, we need better health so we can live our life fully. Less debt, travel, like Mariah was mentioning. She's, taking her son on the trip. I mean, what a blessing. So you decide what package is right for you. There's 4 packages to get started at wholesale pricing. We want you to save the most money. The question is, do you want to save the most money? Okay. You could go to Jean's website or the person who invited you on here and you could be a retail customer, no problem. But if you're saying, no, I want to save money and I'm thinking of a couple people right now. I mean, just think right now, can you think of anybody that may need a little help with their health? All right. Or a little help with their finances. So these are the 4 packages. They range in price from $295 all the way up to $1,750. Paula told you, Jaime told you, a lot of them are just getting people started with the premium. Why are we starting people with the premium? Because people think of their family members. I don't want to be hot and aging in reverse and then Scott turns into an old gray mare or an old gray stud, right? I want to be hot and frisky and I want him hot and frisky. Let's go, right? So we're in this together. So figure out which package is right for you. There is a 30-day money back guarantee, which nobody takes advantage of it because they feel so amazing. Why would they stop doing something that helps them to feel amazing? But the mindset of a brand partner, maybe you're on here tonight and you say, I just want my health. Let me do that first, and then I'll consider all this other stuff, Renita. Perfect. We'll keep you in the loop. But maybe you're on here saying, I'd like a little extra money to pay for my patches. I just want to make enough. I want to share it with a couple people so I can pay for my patches so it's not a financial stretch for me. Perfect. You can do that. Perfect. Maybe you're saying, I got a lot of people. I'm a hurting unit and all my friends are hurting units, right? So we have big potential. If you're thinking of more than 3 at this point, or maybe you're thinking, I've been praying for something. I've been looking for something. I've been saying, God, I need more. And if that's you, get ready for this life transformation that's about to happen, because with this LifeWave business is low startup, no risk. You're making your own schedule. It's a proven system. There's unlimited earning. And conventional businesses, they're great, but they are a lot of work. How do you know? Just start one. Let me know how that goes for you. There's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of money invested and a lot of hours. And so these are 2 training sites that we use. I told you this is at info earlier. That's for all your science and health. And this is at team.com is going to be all the wealth creation. So all the wealth building, all the knowledge you need to glean and grow to grow your business is going to be over at this is at team.com. Just showing you those packages one more time. You can decide which one is best for you. I will tell you, when we got started at the advanced package. Jean, did you get started at the advanced package? She did too. And then you know what? We upgraded all the way up to the premium. Within 3 days, we had upgraded. Jean upgraded as well because you need more patches. You're running out of these things because you're sharing with friends and family and they're saying, I feel so good. I need more, right? So get them started. You have your own website as soon as you launch. This system allows you to duplicate your own efforts. And so you're plugging into a team of people that want you to earn with them, grow with them. And honestly, vacation the world with them. So I don't know how serious you are, but this is a home-based, phone-based, beach-based, and now it's a boat-based business. And I put that on there because I saw so many of you that were on this incentive trip talking to people from all around the world on this boat that now are on your teams. So tell me, like, there's no bricks and mortar. You are in business wherever you're at in the world, right? And so on the bottom, because I can't use the word freedom, I can't say this is freedom, but I can tell you this is a life freedom opportunity model where you get to do life from wherever you're at around the world. So again, go back to who invited this on this tonight. Tonight it was Jean. So go back with your good friend Jean and she's going to get you started. I am going to show you her website real quick, just in case you wanted to go there. And then I just go right over here, guys. Let me pull this up, lifewave.com. And I'd pull up Jean's website, but because I don't know Jean's right now, I'm just using my own so you can see it. And then I'm just going to pull up the website. And you literally would go here and say, these are the different packages to get started. We want you to join. Remember, ask yourself if you want the wholesale pricing. That's the best deal. And if I showed you those wholesale packages and you say, yeah, I want one of those. I want the one that you started with and Jean started with. You would hit the join button. You come on over here. Just click that. And now you're going to see those same packages I just showed you. Okay. There are other patches. We're not going to get into those tonight, but if you have something very, very, very specific, you can ask Jean or whoever invited you on this call about it, and they will make sure to answer your questions and make sure that you get started with the best kit for you and your family, because we want your family to feel amazing every day. That's it. The best is yet to come, you guys. All right. So that's the 20-minute presentation. I don't know how long it was, but I was hoping it was going to be around 20 minutes. What was it? Did someone time that? That was my first time I delivered it with my new slides and my new content, because I wanted to show you guys what I found. How many of you guys think it's cool? Are you kidding? That is a huge thing that David Schmidt is actually in NIH. What? That's amazing. He's not talking about an outside product. It's literally our patch that we're wearing, you guys. We're kind of a big deal. LifeWave is kind of a big deal. All right. So any questions? Paula's saying I only had 35 points. Paula, you pushed from 35 points to winning 2 in a week. 7 days. That goes to show you anything can be done in 7 days. If you're making excuses, you're not going to win it. I'm just going to tell everybody right now, if I can't, that's what it sounds like in my world. We've got so much going on right now. You can't even imagine what Scott and I have going on right now. And if we can do it, you can do it. Okay. Because in life, I've realized it doesn't have to consume your time. We're very good at compartmentalizing and time blocking, right? For these 2 hours, we're going to get it done. For this hour, we're going to get it done, right? That way it doesn't have to be all consuming. All right. Let me see what else is going on here. Any other questions or answers or feedback? So let me share one more time. I'm going to go, and we would also take questions now if somebody had questions like after that, but we'd have shut off the recording, right, guys? Because we want that to be as close to 20 minutes as possible for everybody. Let me get back on over to our Facebook group so that you guys can see the recent media that Scott put in there, Mr. Scotty the Hottie. And then I would get as many people. Oh, I was going to tell you this. Scott and I are doing the Wednesday presentation for This Is It team. It was supposed to be Steve and Gina Merritt, but you know, Steve, he bought Gina a quick trip to Dubai. So they're off to Dubai on Wednesday. So Gina called us tonight and she said, can you do the Wednesday training for our team? I said, absolutely. So Scott and I will be on This Is It team training on Wednesday night. Do not miss it. It's going to be phenomenal. You got 2 of us this week. You got the Wednesday night training and then you got the Thursday night Testimony Thursday like we normally have. So you have 2 great opportunities this week. And if you're really serious and you really think that you can get 20 to 100 people on one of these LifeWave launch events, we can do it over the noon hour. We can do it at the 5 p.m. hour. We can do it at whatever time works for you. Just know that you got to call and you got to get that on our schedule so we can help you out with that. Let me go back to sharing again, back in Light Warriors. You guys are almost out of here. Thanks for sticking with me tonight. All right, I'm going to go all the way down here, Scott. He put this in here, the incentive, so you can see that. And then we literally got all of the qualifiers from the top down from Janine. So the first one I put out the other day was the exact thing at 4 p.m. And I said, I'm going to need an exaggerated list, a bigger list of everything. So you can see everybody on this list right here, the points that they're at. Boy, we've had a lot of people earn this already, right? This is amazing. And so this is everybody. Let me see. Everybody's on here. Wow, wow, wow. Look at all these names. Can you see them all? So all of you can just go through this and see your name, see what the point volume that you're at. Right, guys? First goal is what? 75, then 125? Or is it 100 and 125? I think it's 75 and then 125. Yep. And then you keep going down again. Just because you say, Renita, I'm only at, 37 points. That's exactly what Paula told you she was at. She was at 32 or 34 points 1 week to go, and she got it, blew it out of the water. It's called action all week long, baby, all week long. You know what I love about action? You only have to do it for 7 days. Oh, go ahead. Did someone want to talk?
Well, hey,
Or
Renita,
was
this
that
is Scott. Hey, I was just going to
Scott?
say, yes,
Scotty the hottie.
75, 100, 125, and 50. And what you're looking at is the start of our incentive. Did you want me to post the current one that LifeWave North American Business Builders posted the other day?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, is that
Okay,
better?
that's the
I
most
like.
updated. And then
Okay.
in the back office is supposed to be updated this week because
Yeah,
it's been down. But yeah,
they've had a little.
I'll post the as current numbers as LifeWave has, which is I think is like from yesterday or 2 days ago. So,
Yeah.
but the numbers that you're looking at on our featured post is the start of our incentive.
Okay, yeah, that was the
Okay.
start. That was literally on the start moment where you guys were at. So if you've had any between now and then, just know that you have more. Okay. So if you've done any upgrades, you've done any enrollments, if you've advanced in rank yourself, remember you're getting points. If you rank advance yourself, you got to get to the next rank. It tells you in your back office exactly how to do it. How do you get to your next rank? You look at your team and you say, who on my team wants to go to the next rank? And then you help those people. The only way you get more money here and have a bigger business is by you helping your team to get on the cruise or get on the next incentive or make more money or help change more lives. I love this business model because you only can grow by serving and blessing others. Isn't this awesome? This is the blessing business. Okay. So any other feedback, Scotty the hottie over there? Scotty,
Sorry, what did you say?
any other feedback you have for everybody? Anything else
No,
you want to say?
I'm really proud of everybody for, doing an amazing job. I mean, if you're on that list and you've already earned the incentive, it means you're helping a lot of people. You're helping your team rank advance. You're letting people know how to get great deals on their product by doing like